All right, we welcome you to our coverage of Ashland girls varsity basketball. Joining you a little late as we're working out some technical issues at Aero Arena. But we are ready to go now and ready with our commentary. Right now, Ashland and Mansfield Madison playing. Kennedy Lacey missing a shot underneath. Rebound down to Avery O'Brien. And a long pass up court off the mark. That is the fifth turnover of the first quarter for Madison. It's 9-5. Ashland jumped out to a 7-0 lead. And now Madison has climbed back in it, down by 4, but Ashland has the ball. Lacey already with 4 to lead Ashland. This is Lacey up top. Madison has been in a 2-3 zone. Shot no good by Lacey on a little runner, and the rebound is ripped down by Cambry Howe of Madison, her first board of the game. She has the ball at the top of the key. Ashland in the man-to-man. They're 5-0. This is O'Brien with it. Plays it off to Barry, the point guard. Bowman, right wing, and now their leading scorer up top, Morgan Cook. Madison in the dark green uniforms, Ashland in their home whites. David Wilson here along with Chris Mowry.
What'd I miss?
You missed just a couple minutes of action. No big deal, Chris.
Okay.
We're here. We're ready. 3:30 to go, first quarter. A lot of basketball yet to analyze for you.
A lot of basketball left. The Arrows off to a 4-point lead here, 9-5. There's a 3-point shot pulled down by Cameron Coxon. Here comes Kennedy Lacey.
It's her first rebound of the night, averaging 10. Long three, not there for Hoffman. And the second rebound of the night for Avery O'Brien. Ashland 5-0, Madison 4-3. More importantly, they're just a game behind the Arrows in the OCC standings. Dish pass inside, picked off.
Good job, Ashland. Again, the girls in the passing lanes, hands up, and they're created another turnover.
Story has hit a 3. She had the steal. And there's Hoffman's first basket of the night. Good to see her back in there after being shaken up on Saturday. But she started the game tonight for Ashland. Now 11-5. Madison has won 3 straight as they enter this ball game, so they are hot. And now a pass into the backcourt is picked off. Lacey driving to the other end, and the right-hand layup down the hatch. She has half a dozen. Turnovers, the watchword so far in the game, Chris, 7 for Madison.
Yeah, 7 turnovers with 2:16 to go in the first quarter usually doesn't equal success, and exactly here tonight, and especially when you're turning it over into the Mamba's hand, she's usually going to convert those easy transition buckets for goals, and she did just that there.
Howe up top, plays it off to O'Brien. Starts the drive, muscles it up, not there. Hoffman with the rebound, her first.
Boy, Ashland wants to run tonight, David. Get advantage here, and there is Kennedy Lacey off the glass again. As C.B. Ward, real estate bank shot converted. Lacey leads all scorers with 8, and we're 15-5 here. We might as well keep it here. We
Absolutely.
had a wonderful postgame show. It was the best one. It was Emmy-worthy, I'm told. Joe Buck listened.
Yeah.
And it was really good, but no one's going to hear it except me, you, and Gunder.
I thought it was outstanding, but we'll do our best to recreate it. We do remind everybody the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by our great sponsor, Sarver Paving. We are here for a Wednesday night girls varsity basketball game between the Arrows and the Rams. First of our 3 broadcasts coming up this week. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. You, of all people, know that.
I sure do.
All right.
But I'm not 100.
No, you haven't been there the whole time. 75 or so.
Yeah, right.
All right, Ashland 5-0, Chris, and they play against a Rams team, as I just mentioned. They've won 3 straight games against Worcester Senior and a non-conference game against Ontario. That came after an 0-2 start, so they've kind of turned things around under Doug Rickett, but they are maybe playing a little different animal tonight. Yeah,
they are playing certainly a different animal. We'll get into Ashland in a second, but I want to give a little credit to Doug Rickett over there at Madison, the head coach, and also serves as the athletic director for the Madison Rams. He's coaching. He's coaching his girls. He's working them. He's instructing from the bench, and his staff are totally engaged in this. I think you're right. They're up against the gorilla, as you say, tonight against Ashland. 10-point lead for the Arrows here, 1:45 to go in the first quarter. But I give Coach Rickard a lot of credit. He's working his girls, and they're responding, and they're playing with a lot of intensity.
Missed shot there, and Lacey has the rebound. And she'll pull up, 14-footer, no. And the board corralled by Barry. That's her 3rd of the night. 1:26 to go, first quarter. Ashland by 10. And there's a knockaway by the quick hands of Kaya Hendershot. So she's in on our first Sid Suds substitution this evening.
We have the jazz band tonight, David.
It's going to be great. Bill Harris dealership sponsoring their appearance. This is O'Brien out of the corner, guarded by Hartman. Cox coming back in momentarily. The kick out. Cook launches and nails it. She has 5. 15-8. Ashland by 7. No look pass to Lacey. Madison started in the zone, and now they've kind of gone to more of a matchup, kind of extending it more.
It's a challenge. You're going to see a lot of different defenses against this Ashland squad. If Ashland gets hot from deep, and here's a triple shot opportunity, no good. Nice box out by Barry from Madison. You're going to see a 2-3, a 1-3-1, a man-to-man, a box and one. You're trying to slow down these arrows.
Lacey with another rebound off the miss. Put up there by O'Brien. Here come the arrows. Lacey will attack with the left hand. She has 10, making it look easy right now, 17-8. Ashland coming off that 57-20 victory against Lexington on Saturday.
They just have no answer for the Mamba yet, David.
Turnover and a steal by Hendershot. Tobias, and the shovel pass to Lacey is deflected out of bounds.
0.7. You got a good play drawn up here to go full court?
Yeah, you got to just get it up close to the rim. Hopefully somebody can bat it up there.
Oh, they are saying Arrows basketball. Sorry, they did motion Madison.
There's the lob. Lacey just short. They had the play at their disposal, but it wouldn't go down. But a good first quarter for the Arrows. It's 17-8. We'll have second quarter play-by-play brought to you by Comfort Control, and we come right back to Arrow Arena after this timeout.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
All right, 17-8, we go to the second quarter. The aforementioned wonderful Countdown to Tip-Off show was brought to you by our friends at Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. It will be Madison ball to start the second quarter. Arrows up by 9. Madison will try and shore up the turnovers. They committed 8 in the first quarter, and this is close to number 9, but Morgan Cook goes back in the front court to get it. Barry to Powell. Corner pocket 3, not there. Got her own miss and then hits. So Addison Powell, the freshman, follows her own shot. Makes it 17-10. Driving layup for Hoffman, not there. And the rebound kicked out of bounds by the Arrows.
You mentioned our great partner Simonson. Last night I went to Madison and watched the Arrow boys take on the Rams, and Chad Emmons' son Reed is on that squad, and he literally posterized a Madison Ram last night to flush it there late in the contest. It was quite an eruption from Reed.
A big win for Jason Hess's group. They'll be back here on Friday night. Turnover for Madison on the travel. Arrows get the ball back. Josie Van Tilburg is in the game. Hoffman will walk it up. Story, Tobias, and Cox comprising the 5 on the floor right now for Ashland. They're 5-0, 3-0 in the OCC. Cox post move off the glass, not there. Rebound ripped down, but it's finally picked up by Barry, and she is cleaning up on the glass. It's already her 5th.
Nice player here, Barry, for Madison.
She's a senior. Underneath, low, the kick out. She went from right under the bucket on a kick out all the way to the top of the key. Barry, no. Cox the rebound. It's her second board. Story runs it down in the corner. Ashland in a hurry. Cox spins around, bottom of the foul circle, throws it up, no. Barry another rebound. 6:24 to go before halftime. And again, the Jazz Band will entertain us coming up at half. Second quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control.
Slow start for the Arrows here in the second quarter. Got a couple looks, just haven't got anything to go down yet.
Jump stop, low right block, not there. Ball out of bounds, and it's going Ashland's way.
Here's some tremendous basketball analyzation, David.
All right.
If we would have went there, Madison that is, not we, but Madison, would have went for a C.B. Ward real estate bank shot from 3 feet, I think the score would have been 17-12.
Glass is always there to help you, right, Chris?
Yes, sir. I think the glass begs for attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the square there and everything. Lacey knocks down the 16-footer. She's up to 12, and it's 19-10. Powell on the dribble in front court for the Rams, winners of 3 straight. They were 8-15 a year ago, 6-6 in the conference. This is O'Brien getting into the paint. Cook drives and scores. She has 7 of their 12 points. Still a 7-point lead. Tobias off the back rim, not there. The rebound picked up by Powell.
Great hustle by Kennedy Lacey. They're going for that loose ball and transition back on the defensive end. She gets in the passing lane, comes up with another steal.
That's number 10 in the turnover department. Cox driving, little fadeaway, way off the mark. Morgan Cook controls for Madison. She'll find Powell. 3-point range, high on the right. Under 5 to go before halftime. Ball handoff up to Barry.
Hat tip to Madison. They're still hanging around here. It's a 7-point lead for the Arrows, and we've dominated the turnovers 10-2 or thereabouts.
And now Morgan Cook forces up a shot, draws a foul. We'll get Story on the hack, and that will give Morgan a couple of foul shots. OCC standings. New Philly and Ashland at the top, both undefeated in conference play. Madison just a game back, Dover 2 back. Standings brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869 with offices in Ashland and Worcester. Cook has 8 plus a board.
You know, look, let's be honest, it's the Cook versus Lacey show. Lacey 12 of the 19 for the Arrows, and now Cook 9 of the 14 for the Rams.
They're definitely the top offensive threats for their respective clubs. Cook is a senior, Lacey the junior. Hoffman running the point. Story, Lacey, jump stop, top of the key, and then nails a line drive 3. Perfect. Not much of a defense you can draw up for that.
No, that's how the Arrow boys last night, JV-wise, lost to the Madison Rams on a buzzer beater. Looked like more of a shot put than a shot, but it did go down for 3 and a Madison win.
O'Brien for 3, and that's way off the mark. Long rebound to Howe, her second. Underneath, and Sophie Lowe, the junior, puts it up and in. That's her first basket, and it's 22-16. Chris is right. They are hanging in with the Arrows here. 3:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Look, Kennedy Lacey's hot. The Arrows have got to start feeding her the basketball or getting Hoffman going. That's her first bucket tonight. Second bucket, 4 points for Hoffman. But those two catch fire, especially Kennedy. I think the Arrows going to run away here.
Hoffman had 17 on Saturday, 5 rebounds. Might have been a double dribble there. They got away with it, and then the 3 ball is off the mark. Rebound to Barry underneath. Point blank range on the pass. They still somehow corralled it. Another 3 ball not there, and Lacey
Lacey in the right spot there. The Arrows, you'll notice, you see it on TV, they're just not boxing out. The Arrows got to do a better job on the glass.
That went all the way to the hatch. And Lacey has 17 first half points. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Arrows, 26-16.
Keep feeding Kennedy Lacey. She's on fire right now. 17 out of 26. Keep getting the rock to her and let her do her thing.
Cambry Howe. Bad pass knocked away by Hoffman. Howe gets it back. Overhand pass goes down to O'Brien. She'll drive on Cox. Good defense. Double team for the Arrows.
Hands up, don't foul.
Still muscled the shot up and say it's out of bounds. Vimmer hit iron or glass. Sid Suds subs coming in. Looks like Hartman and Story come in. Cox and Tobias get breathers. Cook had been on the bench, so she's back in for Madison. We're coming to you from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. Priest Dental is your hometown dental leader. Proud AHS alum Kevin Priest and his team will handle all of your dental needs. There's a bad pass and the second turnover of the night for Ashland. This is Powell in the colorful sneakers up top.
I mean, do you think the parents had to buy 2 different shoes to get the different look?
Yeah, are those even a pair?
I don't know. One thing's for certain, David, you and I will not be caught in those.
No. Nice pump fake by Cook. Drew contact. Story was trying to stay vertical there, but picks up her second foul. Chris, we can remember the days when basketball teams would show up all in the same shoe.
You know who you're going to see in the same shoe Friday night? The Arrows.
All right.
And they are, I don't know if you're one to take to the woods for deer season, but that's a very common practice around these parts. And they call it bright hunter orange. That's what the Arrows shoes for the boys look like this year.
I like the matching shoes for teams. I just think it's classy.
It is. It is. Shoes, let's be honest, have become a look at me statement.
Right. Second shot by Cook. Goods. She has 10, makes 1 out of 2 there.
I guess when the NFL promotes it, what do you expect, right?
And also, nobody wears high tops anymore.
Yeah, true.
Lacey to Hoffman, driving, off-balance runner is going to be saved inbounds, but it goes to Lowe.
Unimpeded right
Nice
to
drive.
the goal. Bad job of defense there. Help side defense not on display there for the Arrows, and we're down to a 7-point contest again.
She has 4 and is really helping Cook out. And there's a pass to Lacey, spinning around and lost it. Picked up by the Rams. 1-on-2 for Cook. Waits on the trailer. 3 ball by Bowman off the rim, and Hoffman grabs it. And a big collision there. It's going to go down as a travel. 4th turnover on the Arrows, 3 this quarter. We have a minute to go. Renee Holt will get Cox and Tobias back in. Hoffman gets a breather, and so does Hartman.
17 out of the 26 points for Lacey. I know they're trying to get her the ball, but I think it's got to be something coming from head coach Renee Holt, maybe a timeout or a halftime, the conversation. Look, she's hot, right? We're not a selfish basketball team. We want to do what's best for the squad. Maybe getting the ball to Kennedy Lacey, setting some picks and backdoor screens and whatnot for her to get her open might be the strategy here in the second half.
Right out of bounds. Howe with Cox providing some defensive interference there. 11 turnovers against Madison. I will only have the Arrows down for 1 assist. So it's a lot of kind of one-on-one, creating your own shot type of half.
And transition baskets.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, no question. Lacey will launch a 3. Too strong. Rebound down to Bowman.
Follow the shot, Kennedy.
25 seconds left. 26-19. I think you have to be pretty happy if you're Doug Rickard here.
I agree with you.
They might just run it down and take the last shot here. Bowman out to Barry. Bowman 3-point range, 7 to go. Let's see if Barry is going to launch it. 3 to go. She will shoot it on the run, not there, and a tie-up on the rebound. That'll end the half. 26-19. Madison won the second quarter. 11-9, and so we have a 7-point game here at halftime, 26-19. A good start for the Arrows, and Madison somewhat of a recovery in the second quarter.
Yeah, I agree. Good start for the Arrows, but a better two halves of basketball, in my opinion, for the undermanned Madison Rams. Don't forget, they came in here with only a varsity squad. They didn't have a JV squad, so they're limited on numbers, but hat tip to Doug Rickard's team over there. They're playing hard, and the Arrows, you know, I think if you're being critical and you're being honest, they've taken some shots that have been really considered out of control, and not high percentage shots down into the block. Haven't really looked for that extra pass that we've become known from Renee Holt to talk about. Give up a good shot for a great shot. We'll see if the Arrows get it in tune here in the second quarter, or second half.
Well, Kennedy Lacey with 17 points. That is the big story of the game on the Ashland side. We'll give you more stats and scoring a little bit later on. Right now, it's time for the AHS Jazz Band under the direction of Zane Alleman, and the Jazz Band performance brought to you by Bill Harris Dealerships, with locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Chevy to Ford to Dodge to Jeep, and quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Bill Harris Dealerships is your one-stop shop.
Give it up for the Jazz Band A. St. Albans.
Courtney Hutchins, everyone.
Well, we have enjoyed that all through halftime. I'm sure all of our viewers have as well. Great job by the Jazz Band. Again, brought to you by the Bill Harris dealerships. David Wilson, Chris Mowry back here at Arrow Arena, almost ready for the start of the third quarter, 26-19. Arrows by 7. Kennedy Lacey, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist in the first half. Madison Hoffman had 4 points, couple of rebounds. Cameron Cox, 2 points, 2 boards, and C.C. Story hit a 3. So it was really the Kennedy Lacey show for Madison. 2 points, 2 rebounds for Addison Powell. Maddie Berry, 4 points and 7 rebounds as the point guard. Morgan Cook had 10 points and a board. Kaylee Bowman had 1 rebound. Cambry Howe, 1 point, 2 boards. Avery O'Brien, 2 rebounds, and Sophie Lowe had 2 points and a board. Well, we didn't do our keys to the game in the first half, Chris, so let's do them right now for the second half. It's brought to you by your hometown vision leader, Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum Dan Denbo will handle all of your vision needs. How do you see it playing out here in the second half?
Well, I teed it up here right before we watched the Jazz Band presented by Bill Harris dealerships. And for Madison, no more turnovers. You got to let the turnovers go. Madison Hoffman for 3 there, no good. But fight for their own rebound does secure it by Madison. And then for the Arrows, you've got to convert, and you've got to make those high percentage shots. And what do I mean by that? Those are the shots down in the painted area in the circle, right? You're talking 2, 4, 8 feet. You got to knock those down. And if we're making even 50% of those today, David, this is a 15-point ball game. But instead, we find ourselves with a 7-point contest here to start the third quarter.
Also on that last play, Cameron Cox picks up her second foul, and there is a turnover. I think Cook had her foot on the sideline. By the way, our referees tonight brought to you by the 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt and his team have all of your needs covered. Chris Hartness, Shane Alexander, and Alan Schnellinger making the impartial calls in this game. Here's Lacey, a little step through, but left it short. Got her own miss, though.
CC Sturry 3-ball.
Not there. The rebound cleared by Madison.
That was a nice look from CC, shoulder square. We talked about that last game we did. All those shots, especially from Madison Hoffman, looked good off the rotation. Theirs from CC looked perfect, just didn't go in.
Just a little bit short.
Great shot, though.
She hit a 3 in the first quarter. Minute into the third here at Arrow Arena. This is Barry all the way to the hoop, but missed it. Tipped out of bounds. Team rebound to Madison. Barry just kind of went in unimpeded, but could not knock the shot down.
Well, normally we've got the clock on there, but a little bit of technical difficulties, so David will count it down here. I'll give you an update as we get into the quarters here the rest of the way.
Barry, top of the key, catch and shoot, banks it in.
CB Ward Real Estate Bank shot from 27 feet.
That sponsorship was made for that shot. So she has 7. That helped.
Yeah.
26-22 now, 4-point game.
Look, I was asking for him to throw it off the glass in the squared circle from about 7 feet, not 27, but hey, it is what it is.
Story to Tobias. There's the short range shot, but again, off the mark, and Bowman has her 3rd rebound.
Yeah, some nights it's just not your night where they're just not going in. We're down to a 4-point game here. It's time for 12 to get the ball and act like the All-Ohioan OCC Player of the Year that she is here in the second half and carry her team.
Cambry Howe tries an entry pass. It's knocked away, and Tobias comes up with the loose ball. That's turnover 13. Lacey to the rim, got fouled.
She got the memo, David.
So she forces the action. See who gets the personal there. I think it is Barry. That's her first, team's first this quarter. And Lacey to the line where she has struggled this year. In fact, the entire team shooting just 51%.
Oof. Come February, you're not going to want to see a 5 in front of that number.
That one a little bit short. Came into tonight's game with 823 career points. She's up to 840 right now.
We need 841 right now to put us up by 5.
Second shot is airborne, and that one is perfect. So she has 18. 27-22. Again, Madison winners of 3 straight. They're just a game behind Ashland in the standings.
You know, David, Ashland playing this half-court kind of trap defense there, and they get a trap at the right over the center court line and force a turnover. I would like to see Ashland press the issue with a full court pressure defense and see what happens. I would think that that's going to play into Ashland's hands a little more than Madison. We'll see if that's in the cards here in the second half.
Yeah, that may be coming. Hoffman into front court.
Beautiful.
Lacey posting up. Turnaround.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Well executed play by the Arrows. 20 for Lacey.
Scripted. Lacey on the block, posts her lady up perfectly, makes her body wide, and CC with a great entry pass there, and Lacey does the rest.
Arrows recover in the corner. O'Brien, no. Hoffman down with the board. Would have been a 2. There's Hoffman going downhill and throws it in.
All right.
Half a dozen for Maddie Hoffman, and Madison will take a timeout. 31-22. That's a quick 5-0 run by the Arrows. And back up to that 9-point lead.
Timeouts brought to us by our friends at Connery Manufacturing. Thanks to Scott Connery and team. Tim Swaysgood. All the guys over there that keep that business running smoothly, in business for over 45 years, locally owned and operated thanks to Connery Manufacturing.
Well, the Arrows sort of letting Madison back in it, and then they've hit a couple of shots on nice close range shots, which you've been talking about, right in the lane, cashing in.
Yeah, the other thing I'll highlight too, 5 timeouts on the board here for Renee Holt and 2 only left for Doug Rickert. Doug is using his timeouts wisely to eliminate and hopefully keep his team in the contest with calling timeouts, stopping the momentum runs, and he did it just there. You know, Ashland had got off to a nice start, put 5 on the board quickly, and Coach Rickert decided to call a timeout and slow the momentum down, and we'll see if that plays in their favor, but Madison down by 9 with the basketball.
O'Brien tries to get around Cox and ends up traveling with it. 15 turnovers.
15 turnovers.
Earlier tonight, our tip-off of the ball game was brought to you by Linway Restaurant, quality food and fine service since 1951. We're in the third quarter here, 31-22. Arrows have the ball. There is Lacey forcing the action. She'll go to the line. It's going to be against Barry again, so they're going to have to find a way to get Barry some help. And Lacey back to the line with 20 points.
Getting the googly eyes from Hudson over there straight across.
First of 2.
David,
perfect.
I'm certain that this is the first broadcast you've done where a 5-year-old is the star of the show.
Yeah, I see him. He's is he going to be here for postgame?
I'm sure he will. There's a first for everything, right? It's one of the things that's awesome about these broadcasts locally. You know, Hudson will take him somewhere and be like, Hudson, and he's like the star if we go to Tacos and Tequila or somewhere, South Street Grill.
22 for Lacey. 33-22, up to an 11-point lead now. Lacey, 22 points in the game, and there's a steal.
Make it 24 for the Mamba. She goes off the glass. CB Ward Real Estate Bank shot converted. 24 points, 2 dozen for the Mamba tonight.
They're up to 8 in a row now by the Arrows. They've extended the lead out to 35-22. Long 3, left side short. Rebound down to Van Tilburg. Cox, nice pass. Lacey fouled again. This will go against Powell.
You know, David, we're going to do one of these games where a 40 burger is going to be on watch for Kennedy Lacey.
That could be tonight, Chris. He's
Could
at 24 right now. Could be 26. 3:46 to go here in the third. And seems to be just scoring at will on those drives to the hoop. And she leaves one on the table there.
It's those foul shots, and I know she's kicking herself right now, and it's a game, a part of her game she's focused on. We start getting those converted in the 70% range, right? And that's what a lot of coaches, the college coaches are going to look at too, is how effective are you at the line, right? You know, in the second half when you're tired and whatnot, you know, that's a part of her game that she's focused on a lot.
10-0 run for the Arrows, 36-22. They've extended the lead to 14, and here comes that full court pressure. And a reach in by Van Tilburg. She'll pick up the foul, her first. 3:37 to go. The Arrows have given up only a 3-pointer by Barry this quarter.
That's more of that Ashland defense that we expected to see. Nice job by back tapping there by Cameron Cox, and Van Tilburg gets it in transition.
Sturry trailing, and she throws it. It's deflected out of bounds. I think they're pointing toward Ashland. It is Ashland ball.
I was confused. I thought that was Ashland the whole time, and he pointed towards the Madison side.
I think he was pointing just at the player that knocked it out of bounds, but you're right. Cox underneath, misses the bunny. 4th rebound for Cameron Howe. 3:10, third quarter. Ashland in control here by 14. Cook. Jump stop, fires, misses. Sturry down with the rebound. It's her first of the night. Lacey to Cox, back to Lacey, give and go, and high off the glass. Ward Real Estate bank shot. She's up to 27. Long 3, knocked down. Shot goes in, foul against the Arrows, and a 4-point opportunity for Addison Powell.
Don't see that often.
That was a rainbow that went in.
That was an answered prayer that didn't touch any of the cylinder, just nothing but nylon. Almost hit the rafter.
They got Lacey on the foul.
Yeah, that was a foul.
Her second.
Gonna get a break. Take her 27 Nuggets to the bench and get a break here. A little bit of water.
4-point play for Powell, so she's up to 6 points. So a
Probably the
profitable trip.
Bro Lacey construction play of the game for the Madison Rams
No
thus
question.
far.
Cox entry pass and a jump ball. Arrow is going to go to Madison. It'll be the Arrow's 5th turnover. 2:26 on the clock. Arrows will pick up 3/4 court. Ashland 5-0, 3-0 in the OCC, and 3-0 here at home. Pass deflected and stolen away. Cox running right down the middle of the court. Banged around a little bit. Tobias. Van Tilburg. Hoffman for 3 off the back flange.
Boy, that looked good. That was a really good look there for Madison Hoffman, just a little heavy.
Rebound to Powell. She'll run the point. Now to Cook. Under 2 to go, 3rd quarter. Cook, nice pass underneath, and the finish for Barry, who has 9 points.
It's about time, David, for the Mamba to get in, and Coach Renee Hull heard me, I think.
There is Hoffman, unimpeded right to the cup. She has 8. 40-28. There's Cook getting blocked, but fouled by Cox. That'll be her 3rd. 2 shots coming up for Cook.
89 seconds to go here in the Comfort Control 3rd quarter. The Arrows with a 12-point lead. A trio of subs. I don't know in hockey. They call that like half a line change. But anyways, that's what we're going to have here. Kennedy Lacey, CC Sturry, and company going to come back in here after the 2nd foul shot. No, actually after this one.
So Cook now up to 11. 40-29. So they're still hanging in there despite giving up that 12-0 Ashland run earlier in the quarter. 11-point lead. Here's the shot. Missed that one. And a defensive rebound for Kennedy Lacey. Kicks it out. Sturry a 3. Jackpot.
Terrific job, CC Sturry. Great job. That in and out basketball we talk about a lot. Kennedy Lacey goes down towards the block and gets triple teamed and kicks it right back out to a CC Sturry for a wide open triple, which she converts.
43-29. Sturry with 6. Powell for 3. Another high arcing shot. This one rims out and Sturry grabs another board.
Bring that rain.
Lacey gives it up to Hoffman. Under a minute to go. 3rd quarter here at Arrow Arena. Sturry tries another 3, got bumped, sunk the shot. 4-point opportunity for Sturry. Back-to-back 3s for her, and she goes to the line. They got the foul on Cook. Arrows will have a chance to answer in kind with a 4-point play of their own. Sturry hits, perfect for the season on the line, now 3 of 3.
How about that? 10 points, the last 7 of them on back-to-back trips.
Hoffman knocks the ball away. That's a steal for the Arrows.
Opportunistic defense there, and it'll kick ahead to Madison Hoffman off the glass. CB Ward, real estate bank shot good. The Arrows up by 20.
So they take advantage of the turnover, and Hoffman is up to 10. Now we got a jump ball. That's going to go to the Arrows.
That was a late whistle, David.
19.4 on the clock, and the Arrows get the ball back. This has happened in a hurry.
Well, you get a 4-point play, you answer the previous one, a couple transition buckets, another triple on the corner, and before long, you're looking at a 12-14-4 run.
It was a 40-29 game with Cook at the line. There's Hoffman again. And I'm sure the Madison coaches are right now saying that was just too easy.
Well, I think what we're seeing here, we talked about this going into the 2nd quarter. If Ashland turned it up and turned up the volume, if you will, when it comes to pressure and it comes to playing full court and really getting the ball out in transition and going, we're not talking about a really deep Madison squad here. And we're talking about an Ashland squad that's how they play basketball. And the reality is I think the Madison Rams are up against the Goliath that you called it early in the game, and they're just running out of gas.
A 25-point third quarter for the Arrows. And we have the all-important fourth quarter coming right up here on the Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football. Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com.
Oh, it's a crisp.
Well, on we go to the fourth quarter, 51-29 Arrows. Our game tonight brought to you in part by the Truly Inspired Paper Company. For all of your paper needs, from wedding invitations to business cards and everything in between, Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudonville. And away we go here in the all-important fourth quarter. Madison will have to hit some shots and hit them in a hurry, and that's not going to help. Kennedy Lacey with a steal. That's 20 turnovers against Madison. Hoffman, the step through and the finish, and she has 14. Give Lacey the assist there. Near steal.
All around great contest here for Kennedy Lacey. There's a nice block rejection by CC Sturry.
Long pass ahead is going to be over the head of Hoffman, so the Arrows return the favor and turn it back over. 53-29. You had that big 12-0 run in the third quarter. It went from 26-22 to 38-22, and the Arrows really have not looked back from there. Full court pressure, the zone variety, long pass up court. Arrows trying to recover, shot missed, and Lacey has the rebound.
Guess who? And here she goes in transition. Nice kick back to Madison Hoffman for a corner pocket three. Bucket. 3 more for Hoffman, 17.
2 assists already in the fourth quarter for Kennedy Lacey. And Hoffman knocks down the 3 and has 17 points for the second consecutive game. And the shot up and good by Avery O'Brien. That's her first basket. So 56-31. Arrows just below their season average of 59. They have now scored 56 or more in all 6 games. Cox, Tobias. And now Hoffman again, left wing 3 missed. Tobias the rebound, the putback no. And another rebound for Barry. She's been cleaning up on the glass all night.
You know, Madison Hoffman had 4 points in intermission, now 17 here for the game. There's a triple converted by Cook.
Cook with 14 points, trying to keep him in it. 56-34. 22-point lead for the Arrows, trying to stay unbeaten. Keeping pace with New Philly. Nice pass underneath. Lacey right back to Cox, and now Hoffman working through traffic and got the shot to fall. She's up to 19. That's her season high.
Well, the 2 All-Ohioans for the Arrows having their way here for with the Rams here in the second half especially. And 27 for Lacey and 19 already for Hoffman. Just caught explosion here in the second half. And let's not forget about 10 points here from CC Sturry.
Great ball movement in the second half by the Arrows. Off the dribble, 3-pointer no, and Hoffman with the rebound. That's her third, make it 4th. Arrows just attacking the basket relentlessly. 21 for Hoffman now.
Well, we don't have dual player of the game tonight, but we could certainly give it out, couldn't we?
Yeah, no question. They both had tremendous nights. Cook, no, and that one's going to go out of bounds and go to the Arrows. 4:55 Very tough for teams to match up when you have Hoffman and Lacey both on their games.
There's no question, especially when they're both, you know, when Lacey's got the in and out game and she's making that 16-footer and then the in game, and then Hoffman can penetrate to the rack and score off the goal, and then has that 3-point game in addition to that, and then you throw in some Cam Cox rebounds down on the block and CeCe Sturry hitting timely shots. It's a really dangerous squad, these Arrows, and when they're clicking on all cylinders, just like last year, they can make a big, deep run here come February.
And Tilburg. Underneath Cox, off the front rim, no, but the follow-up is good for Cam Cox. Picks up her 3rd rebound and her 4th point. Arrows are scoring every trip down the court right now. They're up by 28.
About to get a 5-second call here.
Timeout taken by Doug Rickard. Well, he gives his girls a breather. They're a little undermanned. And the Arrows just starting to pull away now, 62-34. We'll have more girls basketball here on Saturday at 1:30 on the Arrows Broadcasting Network as Dover will come in. So we've got a big weekend coming up, Chris. Boys Friday against Senior.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I always like watching Senior High play basketball. They're like our Arrows. You know, it's up and down, it's run and gun, it's fast-paced, it's shoot the ball from 3 land, and you know, usually that Senior High squad's got a guy or two who can flush it, so that's always fun to watch in high school basketball when a guy can get up above the rim and play above the rim.
It's about scheduled to be around a 7:30 start. We'll have it all for you right here. And then Saturday at 1:30, the ladies back in action against Dover. Catching up on some of our sponsors tonight. Chris, Fickus Furniture bringing you Ashland Arrows basketball. No need for the big box stores. Fickus Furniture has your needs covered. And the anthem tonight presented by the Jazz Band was just fantastic.
Yeah, Chandler Systems brings us that all season long. We thank them for their support of the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. And, you know, you didn't get to hear it tonight, but we'll have it ready for you on Friday. You'll hear it, Star Spangled Banner in all its glory.
They did a great job, and then, of course, had a tremendous halftime show. Back to action, and a foul called against Hartman there. Her first, team foul number 1 this quarter.
Well, I think, David, we might have seen the last of the Arrows starters tonight. 4:16 to go, 28-point lead for the Arrows.
Getting some much-needed rest. Some other players getting some varsity minutes. There's turnover.
Only CeCe Sturry remains on the court for the normal 5 Arrow starters.
Sturry will play the point. We're halfway through the 4th quarter here at Arrow Arena. No JV game tonight, so this one started a little early. Well, a lot early, an hour. Ediger in. She pulls up and spins around. I think, did they call her for a travel?
Yeah, switch to pivot foots.
So that's 7 turnovers. Not a bad number. One thing I noticed on the team stats going into this game, Chris, that the Arrows averaging more assists than turnovers, 13 to 12
well, that's
on the
always
season.
a stat you want to see, right? Nothing makes a coach. I don't care if it's junior high or college, major D1 basketball. Those turnovers outnumber the assists, and you want to talk about putting gray hairs on a coach, that'll do it.
All up for grabs, and a timeout taken after the rebound was finally corralled by Barry. And I believe that's Doug's last timeout.
Time on the floor, Madison.
Let me catch up here on Barry. 7 and 9 rebounds in the game.
Really outstanding job. She's a nice player. Most likely going to be certainly all OCC. She's playing an Arrow squad here. You think when she's playing normal competition that Madison's going to compete with, she's probably going to get 20 points. We didn't get any stats, so we can't give Barry the due credit that she deserves, whether she's averaging 8 or 2 or 22. We'd have liked to know that, but she's certainly a nice player.
They're going to next see action on Saturday against Sandusky.
The Blue Streaks.
It'll be a 12:30 game at home for Madison on Saturday.
One of the best football facilities in all of Ohio,
yeah,
Madison.
It's very nice.
It is old school, kind of Penn State feel. Super cool. Aiden Chandler makes his debut with you Saturday, I believe.
Looking forward to having Aiden on board.
Yep.
Aiden from Ada.
Ada, yeah.
Proud polar bear.
You'll have to ask him about his time in Ada. He's done some B&E and lots of things out there.
Avery Howe.
Cambry Howe knocks down the shots. Her first field goal. She has 3 points. 62-36. There's a steal. That is Barry, blocked by Campbell O'Brien. Pretty good block, but got a little on the body. And so 2 shots are coming up.
Fouls on Campbell O'Brien, that's her first.
So O'Brien is in. Let's see who else is in. It looks like Hendershot, Hartman, Ediger. Marley Henderson is in as well. Barry now with 10. She's a rebound shy of a double-double. 11 points for her. O'Brien in front court. Henderson. 3 minutes to go. Ediger traveled. Now the Arrows up to 9 turnovers, but a very well-played game in terms of ball security for the Arrows when the starters were in. The game was not yet decided. Cook with the ball. Now Howe. Arrows still in the man-to-man, just a little under 3 to go. Stay tuned for our Janney post-game show. Plenty of post-game reaction coming up after the game.
I think the turning point of the game, David, presented by Bo Lacey Construction, experience you can trust done right on time, is going to be that 12-0 lead that you noted there in the third quarter, where the Arrows literally just pulled away, and this game was put out of hand and out of reach for Madison.
Yeah, that really seemed to be the dagger. Madison had competed throughout the game and kind of stayed within arm's length, but just at that point, Arrows pulled away for good. Howe a rebound. The miss.
And I'm going to go with 2 plays of the game, again, presented by Bo Lacey Construction. And I'm going to go with the Madison 3-point goal that was converted, turned into a 4-point play. And then on the other end, for us, CC Sturry answers with a 3-point goal. She's hacked in the act, and then she goes to the line and converts it. So something you don't see very often, let alone 1, but 2, and literally about 4 possessions.
Hudson has arrived.
Hudson's here.
Ediger picked up the foul. Madison ball. We have 1:43 to go to the finish line. The Arrows going to pick up their 6th consecutive win to start the year. Baseline left inbound. That's Cook. Little fadeaway on the block. Got it. She has 16 points.
Kennedy Lacey's going to be our Truax Printing Player of the Game. Her 27 points. David, you did a great job tonight keeping assists and rebounds. How'd you do the rest of the way there with that stat sheet stuffer?
Let's see here. So Lacey, I've got her unofficially, Chris, for 3 assists.
Arrows 32nd timeout.
And I make that 4 assists, Chris, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rebounds.
That's a pretty good day at the office. And you throw in Madison Hoffman's 21, CC Sturry's 10, couple buckets from Cameron Cox, and those add up to 62. And just a dominating Arrow performance. And I think if you want to try and find something that you could critique, right, you had 4 ladies in the scoring column. You'd like to see some more. It wasn't for a lack of shots. It was just the simple fact that Lacey was getting it in the goal, and so was Madison Hoffman. So, hey, you'll take the points any way you can get them here, and those 2 ladies certainly filled it up in spades here today inside Arrow Arena.
I'll be interested to hear what Lacey and Coach Holt has to say about the game plan tonight of attacking the basket, because obviously that was something they talked about. They executed it perfectly, and just really were relentless, just going straight to the basket.
Well, we talked about that too, and that was the thing that kept this somewhat of a tight contest for some time, was the Arrows just did not convert those goals when they were 4 feet, 6 feet, 2 feet from the basket.
They turn it over in front court there, and Madison will take over. Briley Jordan has checked in. She has the ball right now. She's a freshman. Lost it off the dribble. O'Brien came up with a steal. And she goes right to the bucket, missed the scoop shot underneath, and the rebound still up for grabs, and it'll finally be a held ball. Ashland will keep it. 1:04 on the clock.
How you doing, Hudson?
Good.
Have you met David?
All right. Oh, yeah.
What do you say?
Hi.
What have you thought about the game tonight?
Good. Score 11.
So, driving layup there by O'Brien for her first two. That's, I believe, her first varsity basket.
That's awesome to see her get on the scoring column. And you can hear the student section saying she's a freshman, a common chant.
She had a point earlier on a free throw in the previous game, but knocks one down there. Ediger picks up a foul, her second.
Saw her brother Pax last night fill it up in spades. I think he had 24 or 25 last night in Madison. That's a common night for Pax Ediger,
Incredible,
isn't it?
yeah. Looking forward to seeing him back in action on Friday, right here at home. 64-40.
And the Tigers are going to come into Arrow Arena Friday after taking a loss to a really down, I say down because Caudell and Fogel are not playing this year, to a Lexington team. So kind of surprising that Senior High lost that contest last night.
Hartman grabs a rebound, and she'll take it to the hoop and miss it. Got another board. Final 15 seconds. That one thrown away. 11 turnovers officially for the Arrows, but a lot of those coming late in mop-up time. Final seconds ticking away. See if Madison has one more shot in them. That one is waved off. It went in for Briley Jordan, but they waved that off, and that gives us our final tally tonight of 64-40 in favor of the Arrows. So stay tuned. Our Janney post-game show is coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll have a complete look at the scoring and statistical breakdown. And Chris, of course, will have all of the post-game reaction from players and coaches as well. 64-40, Ashland wins, and we're right back in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. All right, we are back here for our Janney post-game show. We welcome you back to Arrow Arena. It's all brought to you by Janney and Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com, Janney.com for all of your financial needs. The Arrows win it 64-40. They had a 17-8 lead after the first. 26-19 at halftime, 51-29 after three, and a final of 64-40. Your post-game recap is brought to you by your hometown law leader, the law offices of Andrew Bush, located right here in Ashland, Ohio. Running down some of the scoring here as we await our post-game interviews coming up very shortly. Madison Hoffman, 21 points for the Arrows. She had 4 rebounds. Josie Van Tilburg did not score but grabbed 2 boards tonight. Grace Tobias a single rebound. Kennedy Lacey led all scorers with 27 points, 7 boards and 4 assists in the game. 27, which is her season high. And so she finishes tonight's game now with 850 career points. Kaya Hendershot had a rebound in the game. Campbell O'Brien, a bucket late plus a rebound. CC Story tonight, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and had that big 4-point play that Chris alluded to in the second half. Bailey Hartman had a pair of rebounds. Cameron Cox played some great defense tonight, had 3 rebounds, 4 points for the Arrows. So again, Kennedy Lacey leading all scorers with a season-high 27 points. For the Madison Rams, Addison Powell had 6 points, 3 rebounds. Maddie Berry just short of a double-double with 11 points and 9 rebounds in the game. Berry, the senior point guard, led them in rebounding this evening. Morgan Cook had 16 points, 10 of those in the first half, 2 rebounds. Kaylee Bowman, 3 rebounds, no points in the game. Cambry Howe, the junior forward, grabbed 5 boards, scored 3 points. Avery O'Brien, 2 points, 2 boards. And Sophie Lowe, 2 points, 1 rebound for Doug Rickard's Madison Rams. Updated records, 6-0 for the Arrows, 4-0 in OCC play. They keep pace with New Philly, who was playing against Worcester tonight. I would imagine that would probably be an easy win for New Philly, but for the moment, Ashland remains tied with the Quakers, and Madison drops to 4-4, 3-2 in the league. Their 3-game winning streak is over. Arrows win it by a score of 64-40 in tonight's game over the Madison Rams. Kennedy Lacey has joined our post-game show, and Chris is ready with Kennedy Lacey.
Yeah, thanks, David. Hey, good game. A lot of fun.
Yes.
You were on fire tonight.
Thank you.
What was the key there for you to get all the 27 points, 4 assists, 7 boards? It looked like you were aggressive, just taking the ball to the rack.
Yeah, I think the number one thing tonight for me before the game even started was to be like the number one hustler out there. So I think just pushing the ball, running the floor, being the defense, that leads to just some easy layups. I think being smart with the ball too. You don't want to force too much. In the first quarter, I think I kind of had to adjust the defense. And then from there, I think I just kept learning and went from there. Yeah.
Well, it's the thing I keep talking about, too, is forcing turnovers. And I think the reality is, and I'm a broken record up here because it's true, but you guys are demonstrating it more now than I think you have in previous seasons. Yeah. On backdoor cuts, you guys are getting your hands up.
Yes.
And in the passing lanes, you guys are paying attention. You have your eyes where the basketball is anticipating going to be thrown and passed. And you guys are getting hands-on balls, which are creating a lot of turnovers, that in turn are forcing and creating a lot of transition buckets.
Yeah. So that's something we work on practice a lot. I think, you want to work hard on defense, but you don't want to waste your energy. So it's like working smarter, not harder sort of thing. So I think this year we've definitely been a lot better passing lanes. We've been working on like switching everything, just being really smart, make sure no one's open, cutting your faces. But yeah, I think defense really just leads to offense, of course.
So I got to ask you about Madison Hoffman. She was a pedestrian, 2 buckets in the first half, and then explodes for a game total of 21 in the second. Was that kind of a goal and a focus to get somebody going other than just you in the second half?
I think, the first quarter maybe they might start looking towards me, but then we have 4 other awesome players out there at the same time. So, then you have someone like Maddie. She can shoot it. She can take it all the way. I mean, she can do everything. So I think it was an awesome, awesome half for her. Yeah.
What's the key for you guys? Last question for you.
Yep.
What's the key that has allowed you guys to not get complacent here early in the season, right? You come off an OCC title. That was a stated goal by every member of this squad, whether it's Coach Holt or you or anybody other player we talked to. You guys wanted to win the OCC, and you did that. And then you made a nice run, right, into February. What was the thing that you guys talked about to make sure there was no momentum let down coming out early in the gates here in this season?
We like to say, we set the standard. We play our game. We never play down to anyone else's level. We like to, keep raising the bar every day. We go 100% in practice. That leads to games just like this. So I think if we just keep raising the bar, we play our game, then that leads to our success.
Well, Kennedy Lacey's 27 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Is our Truax Printing Player of the Game. She's a recipient of an Applebee's gift card.
Thank you.
Last question, who are you going to take there?
Ooh, I think I'll take Aunt Katie.
Sounds good. And you segue, David. I've learned what that term means. You got one more piece of business before we let you go.
Hi, Katie.
All right, that's Kennedy Lacey, the Truax Printing Player of the Game. Great game.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kennedy. Great job. And Boy, what a night she had. 27 points. Her player of the game, delivered by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. TruaxPrinting.com. Again, Chris, I keep kind of coming back, especially early in the ball game, and Kennedy was kind of referring to it, that just forcing those turnovers. It turns out they forced 23 turnovers on the night, but there were a good 10 of those, close to 10 in the first quarter. And just getting off to a defensive start like that, the Rams were a little rattled and on skates early because of that Ashland defense.
I think exactly what you said. The Rams were up against it, and they were going to have to play basically a perfect basketball game to compete here with the Arrows tonight. And the reality was they just had too many turnovers to keep themselves in the game. I do give Coach Rickert and his squad a lot of credit for staying in the contest as long as they did. Look, it's a 4, 6, 8, 12-point game, and I think for the understaffed Rams, that was a really good showing and a really good outcome. But Ashland just too much, in the second half here, for the Rams to overcome.
Well, our Janney postgame show continues. Coach Holt has joined us, and Chris, take it away.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, David. Congratulations, another win. Is this getting old hat to you?
Win's a win.
Does it feel like back to your AU days now?
Good times, good times.
Yeah, right. Well, congratulations. You're 6-0, 4-0. I wanted to ask you about that new Philly game. You guys didn't get to play Saturday, right? That one's been rescheduled for 1-4. What was the mentality kind of, that game's scheduled or canceled because of snow? Did you guys have a down day or kind of like take a little time down or off, or what was the mentality to keep your girls ready to go?
Yeah, I gave them that Saturday off after they canceled. That snow coming in.
That was a lot, right?
I didn't want kids on the road.
You had to shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No. With those 2 days off, looking at our first half, I don't know if I like that.
You know why I asked, right?
So, and I told them at halftime, I said, this isn't us. And I mean, even a couple minutes into the third quarter, that really wasn't us. And finally, they started sharing the basketball, pushing the basketball, playing defense, playing Ashland basketball.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to that, doing the dirty work, diving on the floor, getting those 50-50 balls. So I'm proud of how they responded.
Yeah, Kennedy Lacey carried you, let's be honest, in the first half. Without her, this is a different contest going into intermission, right? But she has 17 first-half markers. On the flip side, Madison Hoffman had 4. She had 2 buckets, and it was just kind of pedestrian. You didn't really notice she was out there. But then she ends with a game total 21, just explodes for 17 in the second half. Was that a goal for you and the staff, was to get somebody else going with Kennedy, kind of that yin and yang we've talked about?
Well, sometimes that happens. Your best players bringing your team along, and we're trying to get over that hump. It's cool to see Hoffman respond for, you said 17 in the second half?
17 in the second half.
That's awesome. And I told him it's team basketball. Yeah, Kennedy can bring us along that first half, but we're not going to explode and have the win that we want unless someone else picks it up.
I have to say, this is the first for me. It's probably not for you. You've been around basketball a lot longer than me. But how frequently do you see 1 4-point play converted, let alone 2, in about 4 possessions?
I don't see that very often.
No, you can
I'm glad
submit
CC knocked that down.
Yeah, right? That was awesome. They were really nice goals there by them. And, Trey Kennedy Lacey, we talked about her, but 27 points, 850 career points for her now. So she's closing in on that magical common number. She's going to get there for sure. What's the message to the girls here is, you kind of start the meat of this schedule here. OCC play is most often coming, but you're right in the middle of this season now.
We're not satisfied.
Okay.
We got to train like we're number 2. We have Dover coming up this Saturday. Then we have a tough, undefeated Clear Fork team on Monday. So that's right before Christmas. Those are 2 games on our schedule, but 1 game at a time.
You done with Christmas shopping?
No.
You got to go yet?
Yeah.
Probably to the Finn, right?
Yeah.
All right,
I got to
good.
stay out of there.
Yeah, you do, absolutely. Head coach Renee Holt with the victorious Ashland Arrows moves the record to 6-0 and 4-0 and in first place in the OCC. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right, Coach Holt, thank you very much. She would just like some more wins for Christmas, no doubt about that. And they got one tonight here, 64-40 over the Madison Rams. Kennedy Lacey, 27 points. Madison Hoffman, 21. CC Story with 10. Those were the 3 double-figure scores for the Arrows. We did mention our turning point and plays of the game. We're brought to you by Bo Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right, on time. So, Chris, here we are. The Arrows 6-0. Great performance tonight here at home. Tough games coming up, including Dover on Saturday, as they are trying to stay relevant in the race as well.
Yeah, super excited to watch this team continue to grow, continue to get better, and continue to watch some of these individual performances. I think we're going to be treated to as the season continues on here. But most importantly, it's all about the team. You'll hear every player, every coach say that. This is a good team. And when you have balanced scoring, you have post play, you have outside shots, you have three-pointers are going down, it's a really dangerous squad, right? And sometimes it's broken record because you only say so many things about the reality that this team is. But their job is at hand, and that's to win basketball games, and they're doing it. They've done it pretty. They've done it kind of ugly. We saw that tonight in the first half. You know, we've seen it where they've been carried by one player. We've seen it where they've been carried by people that don't normally get in the spotlight, and that is really good as you test yourself as you get into the season.
You know, and I guess it is maybe a little bit reassuring when you do, hear the coach say we were a little ragged or looked a little rough. Ashland never trailed, or they were never tied in this game.
Right.
So,
the closest it was is at tip-off until we get the first 2-point goal to go.
It did match a season high in terms of point output. The Arrows matched their season high of 64, which was scored against Mansfield Senior back on the 3rd. And last thing I'll mention here, Chris, going back to last year, that is the 3rd in a row in terms of 20-plus point victories for the Arrows over Madison.
Wow, nice stat to have. And anytime you can, get a double-digit win, let alone, a couple decade mark, that's a pretty good win. And the Arrows victorious by 20 or plus, as you noted.
All right, Chris, great job, partner. We'll
Thanks,
see
man.
you on Friday night.
Absolutely. We'll be back for the Arrows and the TY Tigers.
All right, that will be our next broadcast Friday night, approximately 7:30. We'll have plenty of pregame information and entertainment for you, as well as the ball game right here in Arrow Arena. Special thanks to Brandon Gunder on a job well done at the controls. For Chris Mowry, David Wilson saying goodbye, and congratulations again to the Ashland Arrows. Your final score again this evening, it was the Arrows 64 and the Madison Rams 40. Talk to you again on Friday night. This is the Arrows Broadcasting Network, hosted by YouTube and presented by Sarber Paving.